Welcome to the Better Than We Found It podcast. Conversations with ordinary people doing extraordinary things at the workplace and in their communities in hopes of leaving this place better than we found it. I'm your host, Dino, and I would personally like to thank both of you for showing up. Today's conversation is with my dear friend and co-worker for the past 25 plus years, John Prestia. John is a music man through and through. And whenever he's not out on the road playing guitar tech for superstar Tim McGraw, he's back in Nashville writing, recording, and performing his own music. I love this guy's passion for the music, and he is an inspiration to me in many ways. I hope you will enjoy this conversation with my friend and coworker and music man extraordinaire, John Prestia. Yo, 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 what's going on, people? Thank you for being here. I'm Dino. Today I have John Prestia. I don't even know what we're going to get into. I just know that this guy is a force of positivity. Every day on the road, he inspires me to be better than I am. If it's not just having a better outlook, it's having a better attitude about life and about our days here on this world. So, you guys sit back. I know you will enjoy this conversation with John. Again, thank you for being here. Peace. I'm gonna kick it off, and we're just gonna roll with it. Well, I had just stepped away because I thought I was gonna have to go rescue you from digital internet download swipe.
I'm a genius, Dean.
I know you are. That's why I wanted to talk to you.
I just don't know it.
Genius in disguise. How are you doing, my brother?
So busy, fun. Just finished a lesson. Just been hitting it.
As you always do, man. As you always do.
Doing that thing.
So this is only audio, so you don't have to worry about looking all sexy, and you can put your clothes back on and, just relax.
Man, you ruined my whole dealio.
I'm sorry. I know it's early in the day for you, but audio only. So definitely we love the guitar. And
Well, I'm out here always noodling. I got so much going on that I'm
so
prepared.
where's out here, John? Where's out here?
Out in the tone zone.
In the
By the
tone
way, are
zone.
we rolling now?
We're rolling, yeah.
Oh, swell.
Yeah, I like to sneak up on my guests.
You snuck up on me. You've been in the tone zone. You know, I have a variety of tony things to mess around with.
Well, explain because I was hoping we would touch on it just kind of like, just by stumbling onto our conversation. I didn't want to dig too much, but explain to our friends what your tone zone is.
Well, the tone zone is a detached building at my place, a garage. It was originally, I don't know, it's pretty good size, but one whole section is full of guitars and amps and drums. Another section is a recording section. Another section is full of more equipment. And let's see, the final section is full of junk I have to get rid of someday. I think we all have those.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, but more than that, I mean, it holds some amazing like amplifiers, guitars. That's your man cave, your little getaway. What's your favorite amp that you hold back there in the tone zone?
Wow, that's tough. There's probably about 40 of them in here. So, right now, today, I was playing through and I used in the studio this week, a 1966 Fender Princeton Reverb, which is just a great go-to amp for over the years for so many people. Great tone machine. If I'm just going to go play a gig this week, say I am, there's a Homestead little amps. I have a variety, just a big variety, depending on what needs to be done. But I would say the most valuable thing in the tone zone are my friends coming in and us making music in here. We make music. We We
Yeah.
dig in guitars, we noodle, we chip away, we repair, we just it's just the tone zone.
It is, and I'm a fiddle player, but I play guitar a little bit. But I'm not a big like guitar nerd, like electric guitar nerd. But I've been to your Tone Zone several times, and just the workshop, the workbench, the tools, the smell of the Tone Zone. That sounds gross, I know, but it just has that leather, wood, uh, machine oil kind of warmth. And I love hanging there with you when I get the opportunity. Um,
And then in the back room, we have the whole recording rig, which I've just finally finished a record I've been working on for since COVID days. We're finally at the tail end of those 10 songs, mastered and ready to figure out how the heck to get them out to people. Because I'm sort of old school. The last record I put out was CDs, and I mean I've been
yeah,
through vinyl to cassettes to CDs. This is my 14th independent album.
right.
But these days, it's as you know, I'm very technically challenged as far as Spotify and all the streaming and all that. So how to get it out there is another thing to figure out.
Are these the songs that you've wrote over the time we've been on the road this last tour and everything? Because I know that every day you come in with a brand new song and having to remember the last song and remember the words and phrases and melodies of the new song, but every day, man, maybe sometimes two songs, but every day you had a new song.
Well, it's kind of my padded cell, Dino. I'm like, these are a lot of songs from the past because I had so many friends come and help record it. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's a full production album, so um, just a lot of friends helping record. But yeah, I do write a lot. It's just my padded cell,
Yeah.
my way to annoy people. Which on the last run, by the way, it's kind of a funny story.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, I'm always writing songs, and a lot of our guys are like, "Where's Prestia's hotel room? I want to be far away from that." Because if I wake up at 4 in the morning with an idea, I'll get up and just start noodling it until I can hone in on it. Well, I'm honing in on an idea, memorizing a song because it takes me a while. I have to play it over and over, and it's like 6 in the morning, and I have like the video, my camera on the desk, and I'm just playing this song over and over and over and over to try and hone in on it. And all of a sudden, I hear bam, a knock on the wall from next door. It scared the heck out of me. I just stopped, froze, and quit and realized, oh my God, I'm really annoying. But yeah, I'm always chipping away writing songs. It's just something I love to do. Some people play golf, some people, go fishing. I just make up songs. It's what I love to do.
I think more than the guitar playing and the singing at 4:30 in the morning, it was the hour
Yeah, oh,
that may
absolutely.
have been the annoying part, but
Yeah, I know.
you know
I apologize. I mean, whoever that was, if they should ever figure out who I was next door, I'm so sorry.
and it was nobody we know, right? Nobody
I
confronted you on
don't
the tour.
know. I
Yeah.
really don't know. I mean, I just immediately stopped and looked out the peephole because I expected someone to come banging on my door, but
Oh,
that didn't happen. It just went quiet.
it would have been nice for you to go over and knock on their door and apologize with your
Yeah,
guitar.
but
With your guitar, I'm
yeah,
so sorry.
something about a punch in the nose at 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't feel like having.
With your cup of coffee.
Yeah, my coffee and my guitar.
We got a guy like that in the band that we asked to be put down the hallway, Dave Levita, because you can hear his voice carry for rooms.
Yeah.
And so I've walked down his hallway before and heard him in his room having conversations with somebody, and it's like, oh my God, I would hate to be his neighbor. But
Well,
also
you
also with
be.
the, also with the noodling too. I love to walk down a hallway and hear the noodle.
Yeah, well, that's you. Not everybody is like that. I mean, I have a family at home that's probably sick of my noodling, which puts me back out in the tone zone.
There you have it. There's a reason for everything. What's the last song? What's the most recent song you've written, and when?
Um, oh gosh, you know what? I write so many
I know.
that until I take time to memorize them, there's a bunch that have just been. Um,
So
I have them and I have them recorded and all, but I don't remember them until I go back to do that annoying thing to memorize a song in a hotel.
so what's the last one you annoyingly remembered?
Oh boy, let me think.
You
Let me
can't even remember that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's like I like so many styles. Like maybe I should have sang this one, but I love the blues. Get off my back, leave me alone. Get off of my back, leave me alone. When I turn around, you best be gone. So
It's a
it
nice
goes
love
on.
song.
Um, I write a lot of songs. I've learned over the years, many, many years, because I'm just an old guy, that I like to have what I call three chord wonders. Now, that could
Yeah.
be two chords, five chords, but that's a repetition. So if I go to play, I do go to play a lot of jams, or even on my gigs, I'm always open to call somebody up to play with me. But I have songs that are not hard, but if you don't know the arrangement of the chords, then it's more of a train wreck than a
Mm-hmm.
standard like I just played
Mm-hmm.
what's called a 12 bar 145. So anybody could jump in and play it. And I discovered how hard it is to be simple. Um, Getting into listening to like J.J. Cale, if you listen to his songs, they're so appear to be so simple. They are simple to play, but the lyrics and the soul he puts into them, it was just amazing. So, of course, Eric Clapton recognized that in him and did a bunch of his songs.
Yeah.
So I made a conscious effort to try and write a bunch of songs like that for the purpose of so I don't have to go ahead and, not that I mind playing cover songs. I like great cover songs and I do them too,
Mm-hmm.
but so I can play something that's unique that the audience hasn't heard. I do like challenging an audience. I've always known that you never ever underestimate your audience. You never think, oh, they're not going to get this. You never underestimate an audience ever.
Right.
And
Right.
that's why I consciously tried to write a bunch of songs like that, which I do. I have too many hours of them that I could play. Where a song like this is going to be one off the new album.
Uh-huh.
It's not hard, but a lot of chords like this. Something that she does, I'll
Ah.
never understand.
Yeah.
When it takes my whole world in the palm of her hand. Turns around my lost and lonely yesterday into hope for tomorrow with nothing being said. It's because she's a woman. It's because she's a woman. So there's a lot of chords. It's not hard, but that's not something I would just throw into somebody who never heard it before. Because,
At a jam session or something. But that is
right.
that's so sweet. That's like, I mean, yeah, you have your three chord wonders,
Uh
and
huh.
those kind of get you in the groove and get you like feeling it. But then you throw something like that, and that makes you listen, because those chords are like little like hairs on the back of your neck, like, whoa, ooh, that makes you listen, and it's a whole different kind of a body experience. You're not just grooving, but now you're grooving and you're listening. Well, you haven't seen, there's a show on Netflix about competition mariachi. You know what Netflix is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, my wife makes sure I know what that is. You're watching this.
Uh,
Okay.
there's a show on right now, and I forget the name. It's something mariachi, competition mariachi or something. But anyways, it's a great story. It happens in my hometown, in literally in Edinburgh, Texas, around my old high school. But the teacher asks the kids, and it's something that he instills in his class. He says, "Who are the two people that we play for?" And the kids were, kind of questioning. And then one girl raised her hand. She says, "The deaf and the blind."
Wow.
I know. And he said, exactly, because in a mariachi, they want your bow's movements all to be the same. Even in orchestra and symphony, your bow movements, up and down movements have to be the same. And so that's for the deaf people who can't hear it, but see it, and kind of maybe feel it. And then for the blind people, of course, their ears, you have to be perfect for their ears. And I was like, man, I never thought about that. But, of course, what I do right now, it doesn't really have to sync up with anybody. But when you're in a group of, four or more violins, and you got the down bow, and there's like five up bows, it kind of looks weird. You can tell. Oh, that guy's messed up.
Oh
Not,
yeah, I
not
see
paying
what you're
attention.
saying. And what you're doing now with Tim McGraw and the band, your down and up bow movement, to me, go right along with possibly the down and up stroke of a guitar, or for
Sure.
that matter, the up and down of the drum beats and it all has to mesh the
Yeah.
sound. That's amazing to music. We have to remember is the sound too for those of us who can hear, and which is amazing to pay attention. It still blows my mind. After so many years, music is still blows my mind that 12 notes. Take 12 notes for all of the songs you've heard with different rhythms, different words, but
In
12
your
notes.
life.
It's just blows my mind. And people just keep coming up with more and more ways to manipulate those notes with sounds and tones and
Hmm.
lyrics, of course, if it's a lyric song, which I
Hmm.
love lyrics in a song. So, but yeah, it's a mind blower.
So,
And you guys are an amazing band. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, Dino plays fiddle, guitar, and mandolin with Tim McGraw, and if you should know that by now. A great band, Tim's band. You guys amaze me every night. I have to say, it's a lot of. I have a lot of pride in doing what I do to help that go.
and for those who don't already know, John Prestia is an amazing guitar tech. I call him a tone guru because, man, you just know sound, sounds of amps, the sweet spots and the cones of the amps, tones on, all this kind of crazy, in-depth musical knowledge. But he is, for the last 20 plus years, how many years, John?
25.
25. Those last
Yeah.
five just flew by.
God, you're young, Dino. You're still way younger than me.
Thank you, brother. And you're still very young yourself, in
Oh,
the grand
I don't know
scope of it
about
all,
that.
well, we've been blessed. But
We have been blessed.
and you mentioned somewhere, I was listening to your interview with was it best guitars or best, what was it you just did, and you talked to
Um, I'm not sure. Get
so
vintage
many
guitar. Yeah, that's.
so many guitar
I'm such a
podcasts.
guitar nerd that we nerds tend to find each other. I suppose
Yeah,
if I was a fisherman and had a bass boat in my driveway, I would find a whole bunch of bass fishermen and we'd be talking about different hooks and different rods and things I know nothing about.
talking about big bass.
Yeah, but whoa, big bass.
Big old shiny bass.
I like that.
But you
Let's make up a
mentioned
song.
in that interview that you know it all begins with the drummer, and
Oh,
so
Luke.
oh, the last 14 years, 15 years, we have been on a Victor train that has even even to this day we get into rehearsals and we start jamming after we haven't played in months and still blows me away. It's like just amazing drummer.
Well, he's such a solid floor. You have to have that solid floor for everyone to dance on or stand on or whatever. That's
Yeah,
why the drummer to me is the most important part of any band. If you're going to have a drummer,
yeah,
the groove and the steadiness is everyone's responsibility. But if you're going to have a drummer in the band or in the musical situation, doesn't even have to be a band. It's the most important part. It's what glues it all together. And then the bass player for harmonic, and that's next importance. And all the rest of us, we're just eye candy.
Right, sing. Yeah, really. Those two guys. I always say, if I broke my arm and whatever, the guys could do without me, but the bass and the drums would be a totally different vibe on our stage if we lost either one of those two gentlemen.
Yeah, on that stage, I mean, there are like amazing acoustic solo things, which I'm striving to be this week. I have a full on 2 hour solo thing coming up day after tomorrow. But see, that's where I can play a bunch of these songs that when I go play gigs with other players, I go to the three chord wonders. So that because we don't get to rehearse, I
Right.
really.
No.
I really long for a day when I can play with someone where we actually get to rehearse, but that's rare in my world. But I'll
Yeah.
be doing a full on 2 hour solo, all original song thing day after tomorrow, Thursday.
In
So
in
it's,
Nashville.
oh, yeah, yeah, in Donaldson, Tennessee,
Donaldson.
um, at a place called Fat Bites. But so I get
That's
to play those
right.
other songs that have the changes, and I don't have to look over and worry about driving the boat so I can. When you're flagging chords to someone during a song, if it's a lot of chords and you're trying to sing and play at the same time, it can be a little difficult. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to playing a bunch of songs I haven't gotten to play for people in a bit because they have all the changes, and I don't have to think about someone having to follow them or noodling trying to follow them while we're playing a song, and that's difficult. But we all do that. Um, I get that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's nice to just lay into them, close my eyes, and play.
Yeah, where it's your boat, you're the captain, you're the passenger, and the audience are the only people you have to be concerned about. And, feel the vibe, feel the room, up tempo, slow tempo, whatever. Hey, don't forget to tip your bartenders and waitresses.
Yeah, I mean, you try to create an experience for anyone who is in the audience.
Sure.
Um, so it is important. I do tell I host a lot of like songwriter nights, and the young writers when they get up and they play, and hopefully I've learned something over the years where I direct them. Look, if you're going to speak between your songs, that's as important as your song. So get on
Mm-hmm.
that mic, speak clear, because they want to hear what you have to say,
Sure.
or just don't speak and move into the next song.
Yep.
Um, because a lot of times they'll kind of back off the mic and just kind of, and
Right. Right.
sitting there, what they say? So it's important to create the whole experience.
Yeah, and you are so personable. You draw people in. You're not afraid to crack a joke. You have great songs. You sing great. You have great guitar chops. And so that is the whole package. That is the whole experience. Somebody comes to Nashville and they hear, oh, Fat Bites has live music, let's go check them out. They don't want to sit there and hear, all crying your beer songs all night long. They want to hear, you know, up tempo music. They want to dance. They want to drink beer. They want to talk. It's a whole. You have to be almost like a mind reader to
Oh
be
yeah,
able.
you try.
2 hours too. 2 hours of your own stuff, and
Yeah.
you might throw a Margaritaville in there, won't you?
Geez, that's a good idea, Dino. I might just do that. Let me see.
Come on, yeah.
Let me see if I can do it.
Okay,
Living on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. You got
John,
me.
John Prestia, ladies and
All
gentlemen.
of these tourists, they're covered with Earl. Earl.
Ugh, ugh.
There's booze in the blender.
Oh,
I might do that, but I better get the lyrics straight. Actually, nobody will know until we get to
waste
wasted
it away again.
away again. So,
Yeah,
but
that's all you have to have, right?
well, kind of. I think about that in songwriting. That is so important. That hook and that thing. And I've listened to songs for 40 years, and I still don't really know the verse lyrics. But I never lose sight of how important those verse lyrics are. You
Mm-hmm.
have to, I mean, I slave over those one little word. Let's take that out of there, because, and you know that probably 9 out of 10 people aren't going to really know the lyrics to the verse, but that one person who does,
Yeah.
holy mackerel, that song means an awful lot to them.
Yeah.
So they are worth my complete attention and dedication to the lyric in the verses too. Um, I know I've screwed up a lot of songs, and which is another live thing. How about making up words on the spot when you're going to screw up the lyrics?
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
oh
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, performing is another story. But back to the lyrics and the verse, they
Yeah.
are really important. But that hook, the one that everybody knows, you
Yep.
drive that home, and it's such a great feeling when. Actually, it's a great feeling when you know you have a strange audience. And you're playing your own song they've never heard, and by the second chorus, you can see them singing it with you. Then you've got a pretty good hook going on.
That's awesome, man. Now explain, you know, hook. What do you mean by a hook? People are like, are they fishing? Are they, what's he talking about?
Well, the hook is the part of a song that um, it grabs you. You know it as soon as you hear it, and you can almost start singing it like, don't let me down, don't
Hmm.
let me down. Repeating it, doing it like that. And gosh, by the second time you hear that, you're singing right along with it.
You know the song. Yeah, you can almost give the title of of the song,
That's
Uh,
usually the title of the song would be the hook,
yeah,
or vice versa.
somewhere a play on the word somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The title is usually the hook usually becomes a title, or vice versa. Not always, but
Right, right.
that's a good way to do it. So
And
yeah, the hook
and
is important.
the hook, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like that's the whole concept of the song. That's basically the whole idea of the song. That's what, those three words or those four, whatever that idea was, is what's driving the engine for the song.
Sure, I would say it sums it up pretty quickly in few words,
Yeah.
and then the other verses and bridges are all like detail of the song.
Yeah,
The
the
hook,
meat and taters.
it's like a song journey. The hook would be the destination, and the verses and bridges might be the journey to the destination.
That was lovely. Yes. I
Holy
like how
mackerel!
you
Did I just think of that?
I
I'm
like
a,
how you worked bridges in there too. Whoa,
yeah, nice.
what a wordsmith. You play we've driven in from a long 8 hour drive only for you to load up your gear and jump in your little HP and drive to, is it HP?
HHR.
HHR, sorry,
I'm gonna
little,
miss her when she's gone, but I put
yeah.
200,000 miles on that vehicle.
HHR, little wagon, little paddy wagon kind of thing, Chevy thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chevy HHR panel
Yeah.
truck, no
Panel
windows,
truck.
so the gear is kind of hidden in the back.
Yeah, and the little kids. But
Oh
anyways,
wow!
sorry, we'll edit that out. But anyways, get off the bus, load your gear up into your wagon, and drive to a gig, and then play either play something that then, and then go do another one after that night. You play every night, just about.
If I if I
If you can.
can,
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit better about enjoying a little more time watching Netflix.
Look at
No, but
you. Look
I
at you,
get a
man.
lot of calls, and this week I had a pretty good studio session over at Curb Studios. I got called to do, which is kind of a little nerve wracking. It was like a
Ooh,
producer and a whole bunch of players I never met, had no idea who they were, didn't know the artist. I just got called by the producer because he saw me playing a gig somewhere.
wow.
So I went and did it, and it was a little nerve wracking because it moves fast. These guys here
Yeah,
are
man.
really good, and but it was fun and everything worked out. Everything worked out good. So
You played acoustic or
I
played
played electric on that one,
electric? Yeah.
which is another curious thing. I was doing an acoustic gig when he saw me, and he called me to do electric. He had a great acoustic player, plays steel and mandolin as well.
Yeah.
Um, I wish I knew their names, but I mean, pretty much we shook hands when we walked in, set up, read the charts, walked in, recorded, and away we go.
What a tense situation. I am just not good at that. I suck at studio sessions, and most of it, if I could just um, have the confidence and comfort that I have on stage in that tiny room and with all those other guys listening to me,
Yeah.
I would be way better, more comfortable in there. But I just the even knowing if it's on my calendar, forget about it. The weeks up to that date are just nerve wracking. I suck in the studio.
I know what you mean. It's like it's nerve wracking. It was nerve wracking for me too because these guys
Mhm.
were all really good, and you could tell that's what they do. The
Yeah,
studio guys, and a lot of studio guys have a great set of set of chops and licks they probably used on a lot of songs, but they work and it's great. Um, and so I was just like, okay, I felt more like I was playing guitar than music, if that makes sense. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
which is great and it worked, but I would always
Right.
like to have just a tad more time to come up with that George
Yeah.
Harrison or Mike Campbell guitar part that are like, whoa, those are hooks.
Yeah.
Those are, you hear, you
Yep.
know what that song is.
Yep.
Um, um, but they had time, and he noodled in time, and that fell out. And they're like, "Oh, that's good. Let's grab that." But we didn't have that kind of time, or a lot of these sessions don't. They
Yeah.
amaze me. The amazing studio guys. Um, I'm more of a live player, but heck, I'm not smart enough to stay out of that situation.
Right. What's that?
What? Challenge me, will you? I'll apologize later.
Yep. Oops, I didn't know it. It went that so fast.
Yeah.
They are super fast, and what like you said, yes, it's an 8 to 5 kind of lifestyle for those guys. As where we're out on the road doing a different job, altogether. Um, and what people don't may not know is that there's an elite group of musicians in the Nashville music industry that are, that play on a lot of the same records.
Oh, kind of lost you here. Do you know? Let me see. Hello, hello. Dino, Dino. Dino, I lost you. I don't know if you can hear me, but my audio disappeared. Let me see. Hmm. Can you hear me here? I don't know. Shake your head if you can hear me. No? Where where did it go? Dino, Dino. Hmm. Hello. Reconnecting. Hello, Dino. Hello, hello. I don't know. Should I reconnect? I see me. I don't see you. Why me? Uh-huh. Hello. I lost you, Dino. Oh, there you are. Can you can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're back.
We are back, and I
I mean,
forgot
I
what's
know a lot of hotel people who would love to be able to do that with me. Quick, just disconnect.
just disconnect. Well, I'm gonna have to connect with you. One of my boys needs me to go help him with a gas leak or something. So,
Oh man, you got to take care of that.
so I'm gonna
Uh,
run and grab that, and I'll just circle back with you when you have a minute to finish
okay,
up.
sure, man. It was great talking to you. We've got much to cover
I do. I
about.
still have some stuff I want to talk to you about, though. So let me just get back from doing this. It may be in the next 10:15, but
Okay, I'll
if you're
keep the
available.
phone nearby. I'm available till 3 o'clock.
Love you, John. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Nino.
Brother, bye. Look at that.
Look how good I'm getting at this high
Man,
stuff.
look at you. You just like, you're getting on it, John. Now you can do podcast interviews all over the world.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's what the world needs.
Well, sorry I stepped away. Glad you still had enough time to meet me again and just kind of finish up what we had started. Look at that. What was that?
That was me sitting down, put my
Oh,
phone on a music stand back out here in the old tone zone.
back in the tone zone, not the Twilight Zone.
Well, it can be.
Did you write something in the few minutes that we were away?
No, I was watching Hot Rod TV.
Hot Rod TV.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thinking, boy, if I had a car like that, I wouldn't know where to put it.
Right. You'd have to get rid of the tone zone and make it a garage again.
Or just clean the garage part out. And God, I can't seem to make that happen.
It's split level, right? You have a living space on one side and
Well, about 3/4 of it is all tone zone, and 1/4 is a regular car bay. Or
right.
it was before it got full of my stuff, my kids' stuff, my friends' stuff. You know.
Yeah. I get the having to clean out the garage. We went ahead and I hold on to stuff. I hold on to stuff and hold on to it. And I finally just had to come to terms with the fact that, I've held on to it for like 6 years and done nothing with it.
Oh,
So,
only 6 years?
well, maybe I'm being generous. I'm being, I don't want everybody to think I'm a freak.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of living, trying to find space amongst all my junk, and I want to go out and have a workbench to work on and to do things in my garage. I can't even get to the workbench I built, it's covered with stuff. So I get that, man. I totally do.
You need space for your new junk.
I need a new space for my new junk because my trunk is full.
You're a more mature junk.
I think you're right. Yeah, this is definitely, I've weeded it down to,
The change of interest junk.
Yeah.
That's good. Why not? That's life,
Exactly.
right?
We all need a little bit of junk, it's what makes us us, I think.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah. But we were talking about if I remember correctly, how you're just, like I said, you get off the road from a 3 or 4 day run, maybe longer back in the day,
Yeah.
and you hop off the bus and load up your little
HHR.
HHR, whatever, HHR wagon, and go set up and do a show for 4 hours, and then maybe go do something after that. But man, I have always been in awe of your passion and your just work ethic, and just how you just love to do it. And I love playing music too. I love it too. It's in my blood. It's throughout my life. But man, sometimes I just want to come home when I get off the road. I couldn't even think about going to sit in a club, and that's awesome.
Well, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I feel fortunate I still get away with it at my age. But then again,
I hear you.
when we are on tour, which we should talk about my job on tour too.
Yes.
Even though on off times I'm noodling, writing, and all that. But
Roadie run amucks on the road. Come on.
Oh yeah, the roadie run amucks. I suppose I should explain on days off.
Yes.
Taking over a hotel bar we're in and just playing music and having fun. I originally, not only do I love to play, but I thought it was great that we walk in these arenas or whatever. We pass each other all day, lighting guys and carpenter guys and backline guys and band guys and management people, and you almost don't know who they are. Just, hey, how you doing? Yeah. But the roadie run amok, I kind of did that so we could all kind of get to know each other a little beyond just our routine of the job we're doing that day. And it's amazing. You can find, a set carpenter who's an amazing guitar player, singer.
The talent. Yeah.
Try and get people to join in. Well, it used to be a lot more joiny back in the years than it is lately, because I
Yeah,
don't know, we just get to where we're doing what we're doing and we get home.
yeah.
But I still do them, and these days it's the civilian population in the hotels who come more and enjoy it more because they don't know what hit them, and I enjoy that because they don't have a clue who I am. They don't know these songs, and they when they really enjoy them, it's amazing to me.
And the atmosphere on stage, since we're all kind of friends and everybody knows one another, is really infectious, and people are gravitated to that. They always say you look like you're having a good time. I am,
Of
and
course.
so when you're up there with, like when you're doing a roadie run amok and you're up there with, the friends that you travel down the road with, you're having a great time. This is a side of people that you don't normally see. Like you said, a set carpenter, who plays amazing guitar, and you don't know those talents are around them because all you see them is in one aspect of their life. But I love, and I'm terrible at it, John. I apologize. Um, I don't know. Ever since I just decide after a show's over or when I'm a days off, I just crawl into my little shell
That's
and
okay.
and
It's for the
but
people who want to join in.
but
And
John is always out there spreading the love and spreading the music, and if we have a couple days off in a city somewhere, you can almost bet that John P will have a little PA set up somewhere downstairs, and there will be 4 or 5 people jamming with him, and the whole audience, the whole bar crowd will be enthralled and just having a great time.
yeah,
And
that's what it's about. I still just love playing. I still really, really do. Probably, I mean, I loved it when I was 12 or whatever, starting it, but probably more now because, like I say, I think I'm learning a little, and
yeah,
I'm still getting away with it, which is amazing to me.
you
Truly
started
amazing.
playing the guitar at 12.
Yeah, I mean, I had a band all through junior high school and high school. We played every Friday and Saturday night on Long Island, New York. I mean,
Hmm.
it was every weekend: school dance, church dance, firehouse dance, community center dance. Just we ran it like a business. We
Yeah.
learned a lot, um, and that's what we did all the way up through graduation. Always had a band, and it was something. It was great. It was great. Of course,
Yeah,
the,
it's
the Beatles came along, and I was like, oh, I want to do that, and that's what
amazing.
we did. We tried to. So,
Amazing how 4 guys just come together and change the landscape of music.
of
You
the
know,
world beyond
four,
me.
yeah, 4 guys from a different country. Not even from our country, come together in a weird universal twist, whatever, and change the world. Yeah, essentially change the world. Um,
It is truly amazing. It's music, the power of music. I hope we don't lose that.
yeah,
Sometimes I worry about with technology that, well, with technology, they're making music out of technology.
yeah,
It's I kind of lean more into the raw. Let's take instruments and make music, but I'm not against taking, I don't know, technology and making music. If
yeah,
it moves people,
yeah.
it's not exactly my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean I don't pay attention and appreciate it.
It's definitely different. My one of my boys, Gabe, is a producer, and he can be upstairs and in the morning, and I can hear on his computer him sampling a drum beat or whatever, and by lunch he's got the rhythm. He's just created from samples, from loops, from he's just created music, and it's what all the young kids are doing.
Yeah, yeah,
All
and
the crazy
some older
all the
kids.
crazy beats,
Yeah,
but I gotta say, he started off by playing drums, by playing bass. He was in the marching band, so he knows music. So there is an appreciation of music. I'm not gonna say real music, but of music. And just this little vein is another way for him to express himself. He's doing quite well. He's all over the place. He actually created my little intro music for my podcast and stuff. So,
That's great.
but
I mean, think
but
about it. There was an acoustic guitar, and then somebody, Leo Fender, came along and invented this electric guitar and amplifiers, and that was technology. And all of a sudden, the music changed because of that. You know,
right,
and it just so I never lose sight of that.
right,
It's just moving forward. It's in the end, it's how it moves people. How does it emotionally connect with someone? So
yep,
whatever the sounds are that do that, that's fine.
yep.
Everyone can choose. There's so many choices now, but you just choose what moves you.
But again, like you said, the origin are 12 notes.
12 notes. Still back to that. That's
That's the
just
language.
that's the
That's the
mind
language.
blower to me, continuously, and it
Yeah,
blows my mind more every day.
yeah,
It's like, wow, I'll hear something else and I go, it was 12 notes.
yeah.
And they only use 7 of them there. It's just amazing. And it's fresh and it's new and it's just astonishing.
It is. It is. It's like
Now
you said,
back to
universal
touring.
language.
Yeah, let's talk about touring for a minute. I'm my job
Yeah, man.
on
Yeah.
touring. For
Well,
25 years, I've been a guitar tech,
and
which
you've always
in,
wanted to be a guitar tech, right? You grew
no,
up wanting to be a guitar.
no,
What?
not really.
I know.
Honestly,
I heard your other interview, but
it's
yeah, you never wanted, you didn't aspire to be a guitar tech. You wanted to come, be John Prestia,
and I
write
still am.
songs, write. You are, you are. That's right.
Yeah, and it's like guitar tech
Smart
just
ass.
fell on me because I've been such a guitar nerd because I wanted the sounds for my music to learn it. And I mean, I would have a soldering gun on my amplifier in the middle of my gig. I'd swap out a pickup on a Telecaster because I wanted to hear what that sounded like. But
That's crazy.
honestly, with Tim McGraw, that's pretty much my first guitar tech gig, and
I
that's
know it,
25 years,
and
and
you've
I
been killing it.
appreciate it. I have to admit, there were times like, man, I wish I was playing, but as time goes on, you realize how important every cog in that wheel is to make that show happen. And, we're working with a great crew. We have an amazing crew, and Brian Jones and Dave Graff, I consider those two the best guitar techs I know. And Dave
Great people
Spack
too.
is moving in on drum tech, and we get along great. And it
Yeah.
makes a day go great. And the band, I mean, the band is great. There's no, I never feel like there were moments where I thought, oh my God, we're just kind of like, old shoes to the guys, but we're not now. Everybody appreciates the cogs in the wheel. And fortunately, I get to work with Denny Hemmingson too. I mean, who to me is one of my most favorite musicians in the whole world, that I've ever met. The guy
Yeah,
just
man.
plays the right stuff. He knows music. He's an amazing band leader because he, I've always known that there are great leaders and there are good leaders, but a great leader recognizes good leaders and lets them lead. And
Mm.
Denny is that style of a person. Okay, I see you got that. Take it, go. But he knows when he needs to round up the good leaders because he's a great leader, and he
Yep.
lets things. Yeah, he's an amazing man. I got to tell you
Yep.
that. And one of my favorite musicians. He just plays the right stuff all the time. I
Good.
go, will you play something stupid for a minute so I can feel some sort of validity in my music?
My life, please, in my life.
Please, Danny. But
Oh my gosh, he is
yeah,
he is
and the whole
amazing.
band is, we're real comfortable now. It's like everybody knows how important everybody is.
Yeah, totally.
So it's pretty cool.
And so, you've been doing that for 25 years. You said
Yeah, my
you
first
you,
guitar tech gig.
you actually have played on stage with us. You played banjo one tune,
Yeah, some harmonica, whatever,
some harmonica.
anything but guitar, which is
Right.
whatever we need. I'm all about whatever the show needs.
Yeah, man.
It takes. There's a guy out there named Tim McGraw, and whatever it takes to support him because he's so into his songs and music, and it's good stuff. And
Yeah.
I feel fortunate we get to support really good, classy, good music. And Tim's a real. He cares about us. You just know it.
100%.
Yeah, and so it's a pleasure. You
100%. Yeah,
you
man.
can
And
go to other places. I've seen other places where the artist could really care less about anything going on but themselves, which I suppose is all right. That gets the thing across, but it's not what I like, not the company I like to keep.
every even this tour, the standing room only tour that we just finished, um, I heard it told to me several times, but they always say this is like a family. You guys made us feel like a family. We felt welcome. There was nobody who was being, bigger than they were. Even Tim, and then I got to say that's where it all originates.
Of
You
course,
know,
it all always starts right at the top. I mean, just about any, I'll call it business, but it
sure,
starts with the top. That's the personality of the whole thing is comes from. If you go to a restaurant, you can feel when the management and the owners are real cool because it drifts all down through to everybody who's the busboy is smiling when he comes around, clean because it feels good. And you can also the opposite feel when it's real tense in another situation and real, not cool. So
yeah,
yeah, in our world, it comes from the top, and it's a good top, a classy guy who cares, and you know
yep.
it. You just know it. You don't have to talk about it. We are right now, but you just feel it and know it.
People know it. It comes from from more than just from us. People can pick up on that stuff. And
Oh,
yeah, man.
sure. And
Um,
we know a lot more from the inside how much
yeah,
more
more.
he does than people who just know it because they see it and feel it. We see a whole lot more. It's
Yeah.
amazing, amazing character. I learn a lot every day. We're out there from Tim and from all the guys. Everybody, whoever you're around, you try to learn something.
I've learned a lot from Tim as well, and I've learned a lot from you. You have that outlook upon life that is just so. Hey, you always tell me you got to go with the float.
You got
You
to go
know,
with the float. That's my friend Rachel Rodriguez
Rachel
that always
Rodriguez. Yeah,
says that. I play a lot of gigs with Rachel. I love
you
her.
got to go with the float, and I'll come in sometimes with a chap on my butt and sit down and unload it on you, and you just like, man, but look at it this way, and it's a great feeling to know that you don't you take life seriously, but you don't take everything so seriously. You know what to take seriously, and that's the relationships, the music, just health and all the good things in life that all
We
those
choose
things.
our battles wisely, hopefully. Choose
Yeah,
our battles and our victories wisely
yeah.
and move on. It doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop for a second. So
Not 1 second, man. Not 1 second.
keep moving. Leave my mistakes behind. I hope, and there's plenty of those, and hope for little victories along the way too.
Yeah. What? So aside from doing, so guitar tech, I change the strings on the guitar. I
Yeah,
put picks in the guitar clip. No, you do
yeah.
more than that. You do way more than just change the string. I mean, how many guitars, first of all, and then what else? What else does a guitar tech, do?
Well, there are different ways to do it. There's what I call the string winder, which is great, and that's the guy who does the strings, cleans the guitars, great. But and that's all good. There are guys who do that a lot better, but I like to deal with the instruments as and the whole situation as though I have to go out there and play it. So what would I want? What would make me feel amazing if somebody, a tech or whatever, was taken care of, and I could go out there and play and be comfortable.
Mm. Hmm.
So I try and handle it from that angle. Um,
Right.
what can I do to make the guys feel comfortable so they can just play music? and I don't always succeed. I have my, my moments. We all do.
Yeah.
Oops, my oops moments. I try to
Did I
keep.
do that?
Yeah, did I do that?
Right.
And there's nobody in our organization who doesn't have those moments. So,
Sure.
fortunately, in our world, everyone seems to know that, and we don't make. We all try really hard not to make that oops moment, but we all know sooner or later you're going to get an oops, and okay, move along, keep moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the way. It's life. It's the way it is.
But also, I mean, you guitar tech are probably one of the first guys on the ground in the mornings when the trucks show up, or you're part of that load in process. You're part of the load out process, and not like heaving heavy equipment, but you guide our local crew people, give them instructions and stuff. So your job as guitar tech starts at 7 in the morning.
Well, it doesn't have to. We
Yeah.
like to get in early. There's a whole lot more. You've got your riggers and your lighting guys and your video guys and your audio guys, and those guys are working so hard. And really, the instruments, for the most part, need to come in last and get out first. We need to
Mm-hmm.
come in last so everybody's got their thing done and we can set up. And then we kind of need to get out as quickly as we can so everybody, first, so everybody can get on to getting out. It's a layer. You layer everything in, the instruments have to layer on top.
Yeah.
And to unlayer, you got to get them out of the way so they can peel back the layers and get them in the trucks and
Mm-hmm.
which, by the way, is amazing to me. After
Oh my
all of
God.
these years to watch this, 15, 16 tractor trailers roll in, and by 3 in the afternoon, we're making noise, sound. It's stunning. And then
Yes.
when it comes down, it is fast and furious. And a couple hours, 16 trucks are loaded up, doors closed, rolling down the highway. Just,
I've posted my pictures a couple times, but walking into an empty arena when the guys are just looking up at the ceiling and what they call marking points, they got
right.
this chalk and they got this crazy language they write down on the floor. I've taken pictures of it before, but it's all degrees and angles and geometry and shit that I, at 7 in the morning can't even imagine dealing with. But and then by noon the stuff is hanging above the ground. You guys have probably got the stage and everything all set up out in the middle of the arena, and by 3 o'clock the stuff's being drawn up, stage being rolled back, and then it's like a big bunch of ants on the way out. People following instructions, yelling, watch your toes, watch your shins.
Yeah,
it's a
watch your
it's a
back.
dangerous it's a dangerous place back there.
It can be very dangerous. I've seen some things that are pretty dangerous. Now, all of that to say, let's make some magic for that person sitting out in the seat. They don't, I used to even do in clubs. I didn't want people to think about the work it took to get up and boom, make the magic. So they've got their own work to do, their own world to worry about. They come there to get released
For
from
sure.
from that, and it's magic.
Sure.
It is
Yeah.
kind of magic, really.
It's illusion. Yeah. Shit.
But
Yeah.
we want. I like the idea that they don't need to know how hard things are. It's just magic. Enjoy, relax, get released from. You got to go back to your own craziness. So for a couple hours, just get released. And I
Yeah.
try to do that even in the clubs or whatever. I never lose sight that I have always hated when a band member would say, there's nobody here. If you have a really slow night, which there are
Hmm.
plenty of those,
Uh-huh.
and you go, well, those are the nights that are most important. If you got 10 people who showed up, they showed up. You give them 300% just
Yeah.
because they showed up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That kind of thing. So I would always get frustrated if a band member said this. All right, you can leave if you want. We're going to do this. That kind of thing. So I try to be around people who don't feel like that, who appreciate the fact that we're getting to make music. We're getting to do this, and there's somebody there. There's never nobody here. Hated that expression.
Totally true. Totally true. And yeah, those 10 people who made it there, for whatever reason, are the warriors.
Yeah,
They came out in the weather or whatever, whatever that was
they're
going on.
just
So
there. And if
yeah.
they're there and you're there,
And we're there.
they deserve the best you can give them.
That's right. That's right. And that attitude I feel for you spills throughout your entire life. If I'm here and they're here and I'm being paid to do something, that I might as well just do it 110, 120%.
Oh,
Because I know,
it's
huh?
pure appreciation.
Yeah, yeah.
I would do
Gratitude,
it for free.
gratitude.
And sometimes I do. But, when you're getting paid, that's just like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely, days I still have to wake up and like, oh my God, I'm still, we're still doing this. This year were those moments looking up at the arenas and seeing, sold out arenas. It's like I can't believe because it's great songs, a great singer, performer, and our band is killer. And but just to see sold out arenas still, it was so exciting, so energetic, and I know you don't take care of my fiddles and stuff, but I know you help Dave tremendously with a lot of the stuff we have going on our side. So if I have never said thank you for taking care of me, I want to say that now. You've always been and not even in the guitar or musical sense, just somebody that I could come and dump my whaz on, and you call the
Whereas,
you can call the whambulance and get me carried off.
well, we all have that. You're most welcome. And our crew, the backline crew, is amazing guys. I mean, we
They're
spend
my
time,
they're brothers. We're all
we
brothers.
enjoy each other. We
Yeah.
just enjoy it. We laugh. But showtime comes, it's game face. You can see our whole crew, we can be laughing, joking, goofing. Boy, when showtime comes, if you could see the backside and underside of that stage, there's just focus and it's game on. Let's do this, and we watch each other's back, like you guys. Everybody does, and that whole magic show is it's everybody involved. There's people in the offices. There's truck drivers. There's that. I mean, just everybody. The management. There's agency. It all has to connect. It all has to connect to create that 2 hour magic. Um, it's stunning to me. Every year,
Spokes
even more so.
spokes in the wheel, like you said, right? We're
Oh
all
yeah,
we're
oh
all
yeah.
spokes in the wheel. I'm so grateful to be a spoke. I'm so grateful to be part of this wheel because we just have great people around us, and
We got a
so
solid hub too.
we got a solid hub. Yes, we do.
If you don't have that solid hub to hook the spokes to, it can be a
A
bumpy,
wobbly ride.
wobbly ride. That's a good
Yeah,
way
well,
to put it.
why be bad? So, real
Wobbly.
quick, I,
You
I don't want
say
to
it.
keep. I don't want to keep you much longer, but I just want people to know, you play all over Nashville. If they want to find you anywhere, if they want to see what your schedule is, you have an Instagram page.
Yeah, and Facebook as well. They can. I
Insta-
always post the gigs that I'll be at or place. I mean, I do a lot of things they won't know about, but
yeah.
I try to get them all posted. We're
Have you
doing like
ever considered doing a live stream?
um, I have, but my technological
Logical Yeah, I know.
shortcomings.
I know.
But I'm trying to, look, here we are. Right? You taught
Yeah.
me how to get onto this, so
Yeah.
and it wasn't that hard. It didn't hurt. I was
No,
okay.
I told you it'd be painless.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you, Dino, and everybody who does things like you're doing to spread the word to reach people about the inner workings, the inside, the just life. It's just life. That's all. It's just making life work, no matter what anybody does. If they're an auto mechanic, or if they're whatever you do, you make life work. And then
Make it
the
work.
better you make it work for you, the better you make it work for the world. And then there you go. And then the better the world becomes. And this world could use a lot of betterment, always. And that's,
Well,
you know,
well
not saying
spoken.
it's bad, but there's plenty. It's been a lot worse, but any betterment we could make one-on-one. I have a new song I wrote with Andy Peak. You know Andy.
I know Andy, yeah.
He's got a brand new album out, and the first single off the album is a song I wrote with him, play guitar, and called "Neighbor to Neighbor," and it's so timely. If you get a chance, just go ahead and Google "Neighbor to Neighbor," Andy Peak.
Okay.
His brand new album, his newest single, and I was proud to be able to write it with him. But it kind of tells the way it is. We need each other.
Will you play a little bit for us before we go out?
I don't know it enough.
What?
It was
Come
one of those,
on.
we wrote it, but you can find it.
Hey, sometimes things fall off the truck.
Things happen. The song fell off the truck, and there you go.
do you know enough of Mercedes and Bronco to play a little for us on the way out?
I forgot all about that song. Good thinking. I'm going to review that, but I don't know. On the way out,
just throw something. John P., thank you for spending time with me. I love you, and there's so much. We didn't touch on a bunch of stuff. Soccer scholarship. I never knew about that.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. But we'll have to come back at some point later on and just catch up.
I'm gonna find me a fast car. Gonna find me a fast car. I'll be tearing up the blacktop just to get to you. Just to get to you, Dino.
And just to get to you, John Prestia, brother, I'd love to sing with you on this thing, but I know there's a delay, and I'd probably screw it all up.
No, by the way, you have some
of
my songs on my album, on a Rain song. There you go. But just to get to you, just to get to everyone, let's just keep getting it.
I appreciate it, brother. I love you. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you soon.
Thanks for the invite, Dino.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, John Prestia. If you want to find out more about John and maybe catch him at one of his shows here in Nashville, you can look him up on Instagram under John Prestia Music. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Leave me some comments. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. Leave me some reviews. That really helps. And follow us on Instagram at Better Than We Found It Pod. Thank you all so much for listening. Y'all be good to each other out there. And until next time, peace.